I'm Maddie, and today I will be talking slash persuading you about why I believe that pit bulls are not naturally born to be dangerous animals. Um, the first point I want to make is how they got their reputation. One big thing is that they were used in many, many dog fights. People use these in dog fights because they are built so broadly, and that's just how their bodies are. They are broad, muscular dogs, and like you can see these like just by looking at them. Whether than like you see a German Shepherd and you see this big fluff and think of it as like an automatically a sweet dog. But if you think about it, German Shepherds are used for police dogs and they attack people and they're trained to do so. Well, that's the same thing with pit bulls. They are not born to be vicious animals. And another thing I want to add as to how they got their reputation is because people don't really report other dog bites. They really only report pit bulls bites, and I got this information from www.foundanimals.org. They had a quote, and it said, which do you think is more often reported, pit bull bites or chihuahua bites? Probably pit bulls, right? This isn't because pit bulls are meaner dogs. Chihuahua bites are possibly more common and underreported because these tiny dogs can't do much damage. In fact, animal experts report no relationship between breed and aggression. That just shows that it doesn't have to be a pit bull to bite someone. But dogs bite people every single day, and they're really never reported unless it's a pit bull bite. The next point I want to make is their owners. Well, I got most of my information from time.com, and they basically said that how pit bulls aren't naturally aggressive, but they basically said all dogs, which include pit bulls. When a dog is born, they said they don't attack people. They are taught to do this in their life. This brings us back to how our owners teach dogs how to act. You can train a dog to sit. You can train a dog to roll over. You can train a dog to shake, speak, do any of that. You can also train a dog to attack, to bite people, to fight other dogs. And this is one reason why pit bulls aren't just naturally aggressive. Their owners and who they are raised by really impacts them and affects like how they react in certain situations and how they do attack people because of how they were raised. It's not because of how they are born, because if you think of a baby, no baby is born innocent. No baby is born violent either. In my opinion, everything is born innocent, and so it's their environment around them, which brings me to my second point. Being in a bad environment also affects how people, dogs, anything, comes to who they are. If you put a dog in a dog fighting arena, they're gonna fight. It's obvious. But if you put a dog in a loving, welcoming home, they're gonna be a loving, welcoming dog. Yes, you can still train them to be aggressive or sweet or any of that stuff, but ultimately their environment really affects how they change throughout their whole entire life. And I think that this is a big issue for people to understand, because pit bulls most of them do come from bad environments. An example, the show Pitbull and Parolees. You see these pit bulls tied up on chains and you wonder why they're so mean. They've been left alone for days and days, and they have nothing else but them fight for their life. And so it's hard for people to really understand that these animals aren't naturally the way they are. They have to have some reason or some thing that made them who they are and that guided them to act a certain way in certain situations. And one of my last points is their true capabilities. Pit bulls are amazing family dogs. My uncle had one whenever I was growing up, and her name was Khalifa, and she was possibly the sweetest dog I've ever met. She was so loving and so caring, and I cuddled with her. This was at 7 years old, and I cuddled with her. And so that just shows my uncle, being the great guy he is, raised a dog to show how it should act in situations. Pit bulls are my dream dogs, and this is one reason why I did choose to do this persuasive speech over this, because I feel like they're very stereotyped, and I feel like that's just a wrong way to go about such a loving and caring animal. There is a show called Dog Dynasty, and you can find it on YouTube. They basically show how a pit bull, there's a 180-pound pit bull named Hulk, and these trainers train pit bulls and other dogs, but mostly pit bulls, to fight in certain situations and be dog protectors. Well, it also shows the other side of it, how his 6 or 7 year old son is training these dogs and can tell him commands, and the dog will come back and sit right in front of him. So it's really, I just think pit bulls are really stereotyped because of their past. And as long as you train them right and treat them right, then they'll treat you right. Thank you.